Welcome back to the Phroad Street Phandom podcast. If you've listened to a couple of our earlier episodes, we kind of digested all of the divisions and the two different MLB leagues, and we're going to dive into our playoff predictions. A little too early. It's only April. If you listen to a couple, you've already heard us Phillies fans saying it's only April. But yeah, we're gonna run down our playoff predictions and just see how bad we really are at this thing. So,
hey, maybe we're great.
Hey, never know. Right? Like I said, I'm going to put some money where my mouth is and, kind of pick some division winners. Maybe I can win some money. Probably not, but we'll see.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. All right. Let's just dive right into it. So I got my bracket up. I'm just going to recap kind of what I did. We're going to start with the AL. Let's go through the AL and then we'll jump over to the NL. So on the AL side, out of the NL or AL East, I'm sorry. I had the Yankees winning the division, the Orioles and Red Sox both making the playoffs behind them. And then in the Central, I had the Royals winning the division, with the Guardians also making the playoffs as a wild card. And then in the West, I had the Astros coming out of the West. So my seeding as of basically my rankings, I have the Yankees as a 1 seed. The Royals will be the 2 seed. Astros at 3. And then you have your Red Sox as a 4, Orioles as a 5, and then in the 6th spot, I got the Guardians. So, Cam, what do you got?
Yeah, out of the AL, I have the Baltimore Orioles winning the AL East.
Nice.
Then I have the Red Sox, Yankees following, also making the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Rays, Blue Jays, finishing 4th and 5th. In the Central, I have the Guardians win the division, and that's the only team I have coming out of the AL Central.
Yep.
And then in the West, I have the Rangers win the division with the Astros following 2 games back of them and them also making the playoffs.
Gotcha. So what's your breakdown of 1 through 6?
So the AL, I have the 1 seed Orioles, 2 seed Rangers, 3 seed Guardians, wild card 1 Red Sox, wild card 2 Yankees, wild card 3 Astros.
Gotcha. Yep. Brock, what do you got?
So AL East, I have Red Sox winning that, and I have the Yankees and the Blue Jays also getting in from that division.
Mm-hmm.
I have the Guardians winning their division, and I also have the Royals making the playoffs as well. And then the AL West, I have Seattle Mariners as the 1 team getting in from that one.
Yeah,
that one. Yep.
What's your breakdown on the?
So I have Red Sox number 1.
Mm-hmm.
I have Guardians number 2. I have the Mariners number 3.
Yep.
The Yanks are 4th, Royals are 5th, and I have the Blue Jays at 6.
Gotcha. Yeah, so as my breakdown goes, obviously the 4-5s are going to match up first. I have the Red Sox against the Orioles, so division matchup there. Unfortunately for our local Baltimore fans, I think the Red Sox are, as we mentioned before, I like this lineup. I think they have some pitching there. I just think the trend's going to continue with the Orioles, unfortunately, of just not being able to get past that first round. So I have the Red Sox advancing to play what would be the 1 seed Yankees. In the next matchup for the Astros as a 3 seed, I have them matching up against Guardians as a 6. I have the Guardians taking this one. I don't have a lot of faith in the Astros. I think they are going to take advantage of having a bad division, but I still believe that the Guardians, coming out of the Central with the Royals, are going to just miss out on winning that division. But I still think they have enough firepower to take down the Astros. So coming out of the wild card round, I have the Red Sox advancing as well as the Guardians.
Yeah, I mean Guardians ALCS last year against the Yankees, they didn't really show up too well. I think the Yankees won a 4-1. So yeah.
Yep. Cam, what do you got?
So out of the wild card round, I have the Red Sox Yankees matched up.
Mm-hmm.
So that's obviously a great rivalry in sports. I think it's one of the best rivalries in sports.
Yeah, it's always one of those.
Fucking hate each other, so it's always fun to watch.
Ever since the early 2000s and even today, any time that they play, it's a great series.
Yeah, and I mean honestly, in the past 25 years, right? Like the Red Sox have owned the Yankees, or I get maybe the past 20 years, right? Because 2003 or 4,
I think it was 2004.
Yeah, was the Red Sox finally beating
and then finally won a World Series.
Yeah. So that's always a good matchup. I have the Red Sox beating the Yankees in the wild card round, and then I have the Astros topping the Guardians in the wild card round. I fucking hate the Astros, right? Like, I think everyone
we
here
all do.
hates
Yeah.
the Astros, right? But I think that there's too much success in the organization, and the Guardians, I just think they'll probably just fall short, in my opinion.
Yep. So, Brock, what do you got?
All right, so my wild card matches, I got Yanks and Royals playing each other in the 4-5 matchup. I have the Yankees beating them and to face the Red Sox. And then in my other wild card matchup, I have the Mariners, the Blue Jays. I believe the Mariners move on to face the Guardians in that round.
Good. All right, and then diving into the division rounds, we kind of mentioned it. I think kind of what Cameron said. I have the Yankees and Red Sox matching up, and I think having this division round, it's a little early. You usually like to see those with those 7-game series just because it's good baseball. There's a lot of drama there. It's fun games to watch. From that series, I have the Yankees taking the Red Sox out and advancing to the ALCS. The next matchup, Royals, Guardians. I have the Royals. I'm high on the Royals this year. I'm going to follow them. I think they're going to take out their division rival in the Guardians and advance to the ALCS to face the Yankees.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, and the Royals did have recent success, right? Like in 2016, they won the whole thing. So, quick turnaround for them because they were dog shit early 2020s. Like they were not very good. They were pretty bad.
They're at the top of their game and then they fall off.
Yeah,
they get Bobby Witt and some other talent, and it's like they're back at the top of the game again. So I'm high on them.
Still got Salvi doing it over there.
Bobby Witt's an incredible player. He's awesome to watch. He's a very young kid. He's going to be a very good baseball player for a long time. And Salvi, like you mentioned, like that guy's he's the best, right? Like he's awesome to watch too.
Yep. Cam, what do you got in the division?
Division series. So I have our lovely neighbors to the west of us, the Orioles, losing to the Red Sox.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that the Orioles, unfortunately continue that postseason
drought.
Yeah, like they just can't get it done. Hope the young kids eventually, it'd be great for our area if the Orioles are competitive and winning, but I just don't think that
I think there's always a little competition too between the Phillies and Orioles and just our fans in this area because,
I-95.
But I mean, like the Orioles have been out of it for a while. So, now you're starting to see, they're becoming popular. It's one of those things where like the fans care. It's just they haven't had anything
Plus, you have
to
those
care
other
about.
fans that are like, I have 2 favorite teams. I like both of them. I'm like, no.
It's like, how does that work?
You got to pick one.
You got to pick one. Don't pick one that's succeeding because the Orioles were bad for a while. Yeah. I mean, the Phillies had their run too, right? They were very bad for a very long time too. So, we just decided to pay a lot of players. The Orioles don't like to
definitely
do that.
Don't be switching around.
They paid the wrong player
because it's nice now.
Yeah. So, unfortunately for the Orioles fans, I do have the Red Sox advancing past them. And then I have the Rangers Astros. I think the Rangers are going to take it over the Astros. I don't think the Astros have enough. The Rangers still have a really solid offensive lineup. If they get healthy with pitching, I think that's going to carry them past the Astros. And then the Red Sox and Rangers matching the LCS.
Gotcha. What do you got, Brock?
So I have the same matchup you had for the Red Sox Yanks, and I have the Red Sox beating the Yankees. But like I said, we know that's going to be a great matchup either way. So we want that. We want to see that happen in that round of the playoffs. And the other matchup, I got the Guardians and Mariners. I have the Guardians advancing to face the Red Sox.
You're 1-2 advancing.
Yeah.
So, good. And then, my ALCS, as mentioned, Yankees, Royals. Again, I said I was high on the Royals, but, I just think the Yankees are going to pull through. So I had the Yankees advancing to the World Series.
Yeah. And I mean, to note, we also are recording this after we learned of the torpedo bats. So,
we
didn't even know that.
I didn't even put it. I guess I should put an asterisk on my thing.
Yeah, right.
Like, if they're just going to win every game at home because it's the torpedo bats
they had some fucking physicist over there designing new bats for the
Yankees. Not helping
Jazz
out lately though, but
it's all right.
It helped them for a week or two, right?
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
You just need him for a week until Judge can. I don't know if Judge is going to slow down. Cam, what do you got?
Yeah, in the ALCS, I have the Red Sox over the Rangers. So the Red Sox advancing to the World Series. I just think I don't know why I have this feeling that the Red Sox they're going to be back this year. They haven't started out great so far, but I just think that they're going to turn it on, and there's something to fuck with. And
Yeah,
the LCS.
I think we talked about it. I think they made some good additions in the offseason, and it's
and they still can. Like, they still have a chance to get more.
Yeah. So, and they're just one of those teams that always tries to. They find a way to get in the playoffs, and a lot of the guys they have on their team do have. Bregman has playoff experience.
Devers has Devers experience, and their pitching staff. Hopefully, they can figure it out at some point. But I don't know. I think it's just maybe it's like kind of a flyer at this point for them to go to the World Series. But yeah, they're my team out of the AL.
Yep. Right.
So my LCS matchup is Red Sox Guardians, and as my table mate, I have the same outcome. I have the Red Sox making it into the World Series. For similar reasons, like we said, like we just think that it's something about them. They got it. It looks like they could do it.
Yep. Yeah. So I think we're all in agreement that it's AL East is gonna get back to the World Series. Yeah. So whether it's the Yankees or Red Sox, I think either one they're gonna put up a good matchup to whatever NL team gets there. So speaking of NL teams, let's jump into that side of the bracket. As mentioned before, my division winners were the Braves at 95 wins. I also have the Phillies and Mets both making the playoffs as wild card teams. The Brewers are going to win their division. The Dodgers are going to run away with their division. And then the Padres are also going to get in as the other wild card. So my 1 through 6 would be Dodgers 1, Braves 2, Brewers 3 because they won their division, and then the 3 wild cards would be Phillies 4, Padres 5, and then Mets in the 6th spot. Cam, what do you got?
All right, so I got the Braves winning the NL East this year. I know they've got a lot of injuries going into the season, but I think they'll get those guys back and then still contend.
Yep.
So have them winning it. Have the Phillies in second. So the Phillies are going to be the wild card team out of the NL East. Just want to also mention that the Mets dog shit 40 and 122 still protected that. A lot of things can happen.
Love to see that outcome.
You just really want them to get the number 1 overall pick, don't you?
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Hopefully that guy sucks too. Fuck that kid.
Mooniac.
Whatever he's going to be. Braves and Phillies out of the NL East. The NL Central, I have the Brewers winning the division. The Cubs finishing in second. Cardinals, Pirates, Reds, who cares? They're under 500 in my projections. The NL West, I have the Dodgers running away with the division, like kind of what you said.
Yeah.
Have them by a lot. Padres as the second wild card team out of that, but I also had the Cubs and Diamondbacks tied in record-wise.
Okay.
So I had them as one of those playoff games or play-in games to get into the wild card series. And I have the Cubs beating the Diamondbacks to jump into the playoffs.
To get into that. Yep.
So 1 seed Dodgers, 2 seed Braves, 3 seed Brewers, wild card 1, Phillies, wild card 2, Padres, wild card 3, Cubs over Diamondbacks.
Gotcha. Brock, what do you got?
Okay, so my division winners, I have Dodgers obviously running away with theirs. I have Arizona though being the other team from that division getting in
the wild card.
The wild card. Yeah, I have the Braves winning our division, but I have the 3 teams from our division getting in. I have Braves, Phillies, Mets.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I have the Brewers winning their division as the other team getting in the playoffs, and nobody else from that division is getting in.
Yep.
My 1 seed is Dodgers. Second seed is Braves. 3 is Brewers. 4 is Phillies. Arizona's 5. Mets are 6.
Yep. Yeah. So diving into obviously the wild card round, my 4-5 seed of the Phillies Padres. I think Phillies are gonna continue their trend of beating up on the Padres.
Yeah.
They beat them a couple years ago to advance to the World Series. I think they're going to keep the trend going. So
got them in the bank.
Yeah, I have them advancing over the Padres. The 3-6 Brewers and Mets. I have the Mets. Always a thorn in everybody's side. I'm not high. I'm not high in the Central, so I think the Mets are going to continue that streak, and it's going to make up for a very interesting division series between the Braves and Mets on my bracket. With the Dodgers and Phillies lining up on the other side.
Yeah, and I mean that was the matchup of last year, right? Like the Brewers and Mets, and Alonso hit that home run at the end of the game to win it for the Mets. So then they unfortunately came to Philly and whipped their ass. So
yeah, yep. So, Cam, what you got?
Yeah, I also, again, Phillies Padres, same as you. I had the Phillies beating the Padres. Ever since the Padres came out with that stupid ass song that those fans came out with,
That's what's in.
it's the absolute joke of a franchise that they did that. I don't understand what their fans thought they were
Oh my
doing.
god, dude, it's so
But maybe
funny.
it's a different lifestyle in San Diego
It's
as
always
opposed to
sunny in San
Philadelphia,
Diego,
but
right?
you will
Or is that
never see that
Philadelphia?
shit in Philly.
Twitter fans are really good at bringing that up every time we play
Yeah,
them. They post it
yeah.
every time. It's great.
That's the worst song I've ever heard.
It was
The
so bad.
biggest jabroni fan base I've ever seen, besides the Mets. So yeah, Phillies topping the Padres, and then actually I have the NL Central, right? The Brewers and Cubs, and I think the Brewers, I think they're gonna take a vengeance on their old manager, old
Yeah.
Craig Counsell.
There you go. Yeah,
So I got the Brewers beating the Cubs.
cool. Brock?
Okay, so my 4-5 is a rematch. Phillies and Arizona.
Mhm.
I have the Phillies getting their revenge though and moving
There
on.
you go.
Yeah,
That'd be
yeah.
great.
And then my 3-6, I have the Brewers and Mets, and I have the Mets. Unfortunately,
Mets
making that.
advancing
Yeah,
as
it's
well.
just
Yep.
they're gonna get in there. They're gonna
Fucking
sneak in. And,
losers.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're always the
Yeah, I don't
losers
think,
that like
I think
to.
they're gonna win a little more than 40 games, but you know, hopefully not.
Hey, again,
Same here.
steak dinner or take my girlfirl to a steak dinner. It's not that bad of a deal.
No,
right?
no, not at all.
Yeah, we should put some bets on that. It's like,
Yeah.
what date is this actually going to happen?
We'll make it work.
All right. So in the division series, I got the Dodgers and Phillies facing off. I'm actually going to be a little bit of a homer here. I think the Phillies play the Dodgers well, and I'm not just speaking about the series we had a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
but just in since the 2000s, it seems like we've just had, and I don't want to jinx anything, but we seem like we played the Dodgers well. We've had their number for the most part.
Yeah.
Whether it's Matt Stairs hitting a ball that, similar to Jorge Soler. I don't know if that ball's ever
Never
landed.
landed. Never landed.
But it's we've done really well against the Dodgers. So I have our Phillies advancing. They're going to beat the Dodgers, take down the Goliath. And then the next matchup, it's a division matchup, Mets Braves. So out of that one, I have the Braves. So I think what we're going to have is, nice NLCS of Phillies Braves, which I think will be fun. We haven't really had one of those in a long time. I think the last one was when we went to the World Series in the 90s, where we beat the Braves. We weren't even in our division at the time, but
Yeah.
we
Right.
beat them to advance to the World Series to eventually lose to the Blue Jays. But, we have a lot of history just recently with the Braves.
Yep.
And I absolutely would love to see that as an actual NLCS.
Yeah.
So, yep.
The environments are different, right? Like,
Yeah.
We can't.
Hey,
we brought them.
no excuses now. There's no break in between.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Exactly.
let's go.
But like we made them come to Philly and we
the whole week off thing,
fucking
yeah, like
spanked
that
them,
drama.
right?
Yeah.
Like it was awesome to watch. Like Philly was electric
Yeah.
in that series, and that was awesome to watch. As obviously as a Phillies fan, Braves fans probably a little salty about it, but
Yep.
yeah. So
yeah, that's my NLCS matchup. Phillies Braves. What do you got, Kim?
yeah. Unfortunately, I guess I'm kind of a realist here that I think that the Dodgers are going to top the Phillies. So the Phillies again losing the DS. The Dodgers lineup is just so good. If they can stay healthy, right, with Ohtani, Mookie, Freddie at the top three, that's better than what we've been running with Schwarber, Turner, Harper as our top three. So
I get it. It's just
it's tough. Yeah, it's tough to match up with that. And then also like the Dodgers pitching staff, if their pitching staff won a World Series when they didn't have their guys like their horses last year, if they have healthy pitchers this year, it's scary.
Yeah.
And that's what
Lineup.
being realistic here, I think that the Phillies don't match up as well as the Dodgers or as good against the Dodgers as they should. So I'm going to take the Dodgers over the Phillies, unfortunately. And then I had the Braves beating the Brewers. Again, I do think the Braves are bound to rebound. They're hopefully going to be healthy this year for their fans, and they're a scary team, right? Like they're a very good team. They're
experienced too. It's like they've gotten there. Like
their core has been together. They
won a World Series a few years ago.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of the guys were on that team.
Yeah. So I think the Braves are going to be the Brewers. Brewers shouldn't be as difficult to beat, but I think that the Braves are probably going to get past them pretty easily.
Yep. Brock?
All right, so I also have the Dodgers and Phillies facing off each other, and I'm also on the page where I just think the Dodgers are gonna do it. I mean, the biggest thing is I just don't think we did enough to we kept the same, pretty much the same people all together. So I have us getting to this round, but then it's just not enough to get over the hump.
Right.
And then the Dodgers, like we were just saying, if they're healthy, I mean, they get the week off, and then they come in and they have Snell, Glasnow. Ohtani could be pitching. Right.
Maybe that week takes a toll in their,
Yeah, but they're
it,
1
it,
through
it hurt
5.
them 2 or 3 years ago, right?
Right. I mean,
And they come off that bye.
Arizona whooped them. Yeah, anything can happen, but I just think they did so much in the offseason and we did barely anything that's where our ceiling is that second round.
Yep.
And then I have the Braves Mets matchup also, but I have the Mets winning.
Oh God!
I think with Soto, I mean the Braves have when they get everybody back. That's why we have them where they're at. But I feel like it just, it'll be too late. It won't be they'll have to still kind of figure. And the Mets are just going to be they're just going to be like, hey, we got it figured out. We've been here. We're going to buy you.
They were there last year.
Yeah, they were there last year.
And
kind of feed off that. They left a lot on the table. And,
the break thing, right? Like the Dodgers won it last year as the 1 seed.
Yeah.
So they're used to doing it. Yeah. So
the break thing doesn't necessarily impact them as much as it did.
That was just the Braves. Their excuse.
But I mean, we used that excuse last year, right?
We did. Yeah, we did
it too.
Yeah, we did.
It's not necessarily anything against the Braves. Like we use that same exact excuse, right?
And it's definitely a conversation. Like you can lose a lot of momentum just sitting there. I mean, you're trying to do simulated games, and it's not the same.
It's not the same, right?
They were trying to emulate crowd noise for us last year. I'm like, it's not the same as going up and home and actually doing it.
Yeah, and Yankees were the opposite in the AL. They were the 1 seed, and they dealt with the break, and then they still went on. I mean, granted, the AL wasn't as strong as the NL, I think, was last year.
It was like the easiest route, they said.
It's, again, like, we love, as Phillies fans, to make an excuse, right? Like, we love to have an excuse in our back pocket. But I feel like the Dodgers overcame that excuse, right? Because they went on and they won it.
Yeah.
And then the Yankees, they went to the World Series and then lost against, the Dodgers, right? So it's great to have an excuse. Love to have that. But at the end of the day, they got the shit done.
Make an excuse for anything.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's got to play ball, regardless of what day you're actually going to be.
Lace them up.
Yeah, I mean, talking about the Braves, my NLCS matchup, Phillies Braves. I actually hope this happens because I think it would be a wonderful series to watch. I think our pitching staff, their pitching staff, our lineup, their lineup, we match up well. It'll probably be one of those 4-3, you're winning game 7 to go to the World Series where you're just beating up on each other, but it'll be, something to watch. Again, homer all day, baby. Phillies.
Yeah.
Phillies going to the World Series. They will be facing the Yankees.
Yeah, rematch 09.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Yankees run it back-to-back years.
We'll see what I have in store for a little bit later. But little rematch from before. So, Cam, what you got?
I mean, I have the Dodgers Braves, and I think again, the Dodgers are just their lineup is just too deep, too good. Their pitching staff is too deep, too good. Bullpen's good. I don't know. The Dodgers are they're built to win, right? Like there's no reason why they shouldn't win this year. I think going into the year, they're the betting odd favorite to win, and they might have even been plus 200 at best. Yeah. Like their betting odds are insane that they will win the whole thing. So I have them winning the NL for sure. Going against the Red Sox. So a lot of baseball historians are probably going to love that matchup. But
Dodgers were plus 260.
Yeah. To win the whole thing.
When we before the season started.
Yeah. To win the whole thing.
The whole thing. Yeah.
And that's insane for an early season projection for them to win the whole thing.
The next closest is the Yankees at plus 725.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
that's insane.
And then the Braves at 850, plus 850.
Yeah.
So
I think the Dodgers, they're just on paper too good. We'll see what happens. Obviously, a lot of season to be played.
Yeah. I mean,
anything can happen. Yeah. They're currently in second place in their own division. So who knows what will happen? But I just think the Dodgers on paper, too much talent, too much deferred money, and possibly another championship coming their way.
Yeah. So you got Dodgers Red Sox?
Yep.
Nice. What you brought?
So my NLCS matchup is Dodgers Mets.
God, did you guys cheat off each other?
No,
Nope.
no, we're just we just have similar thoughts.
I had the Mets winning 40 games.
Well, take your agenda out of it.
I have the Dodgers winning. I mean, it's just like I said, but I like the matchup because I mean, it's obviously good for TV because Soto
It's the
switches.
same thing that they had last
Soto
year.
switched New
Yes.
York, switched sides, and now he's
Dodgers
coming
went
right
last
back
year,
to the matchup. So it's exciting for that odds. But they both did additions. You know, that's why I have them where they're at. And but again, the Dodgers are just so insane across the board that I don't see how they don't get back to the.
You got the
Series.
Mets coming in as a 6 seed.
Yeah, but I mean, it's happened. So I mean, so they can get there.
Happens.
Yeah. I mean, that's where their steam could run out. Though they face the Dodgers, it's like, well, shit. Like, yeah, we just really hit. There's our brick wall right there. Is just this team is just.
So then, like I said, copying off of your table mates homework, you got Red Sox Dodgers.
So I got Red Sox Dodgers also. Yep.
So tell me you didn't cheat off your partner without telling me you didn't cheat off.
I didn't know. It's just funny.
All right. So as mentioned earlier, I got a little rematch from 2009 Yankees Phillies, and I'm just gonna ride this homer thing out. We're taking revenge.
Yeah,
we're knocking the Yankees out, and I do have the Phillies win the World Series.
I mean, we all want that, right?
Yeah, I mean that's what we want. Yeah. I'm going with the heart this time, man. So I think the biggest thing right here is what I'm going with is I don't know how many more years we have with this core. I would like to say that it was successful. I mean, we talked about in previous episodes of just things of financial. You put a lot of money on it. Do you actually get anything out of it? I'm thinking this is the year. So I'm going to go down on that sword of Phillies are going to win the World Series. They're going to get some revenge along the way. Well, I guess it's not really a revenge. You're beating the Padres again. You're beating the Dodgers, but you're taking down Goliath. And then you're facing the Braves. And for the most part, you've beaten all three of these teams in the playoffs. Yeah. And then matching up against the Yankees and, riding them all year. So what do you got, Kim?
Yeah, I mean, in my World Series, I have the Red Sox Dodgers, and unfortunately for every baseball fan that hates the way that the Dodgers are running their organization, I have the Dodgers winning it all.
Yeah.
I mean, this may be like taking all 1 seeds in the March Madness bracket, and
which doesn't happen,
and doesn't ever happen, right? Yeah. And it just fucking happened.
2008 was the year before, so it doesn't happen often.
Yeah, so I mean, the number one team in baseball, I think, is the Dodgers. I can't see them not winning the World Series,
right?
Like unless there's some like massive injury to like Ohtani or Mookie or Yamamoto or. I mean, Snell's already dealing with some injury, but I don't think.
Yeah, but he's like a 5-6.
They won a World Series last year with like a random starting pitching. They didn't have like their aces at all, and they still won the World Series.
Bueller, Ferris Bueller, they had.
So it's hard to pick against them, right? Like it's not something that I want to see.
Right.
I just think that Ohtani is so goddamn good at baseball, and then if he starts pitching, like,
that's something
that's crazy, man.
No one's really kind of. I'm not saying that they haven't brought it up, but it's like it's not even in the forefront of people's minds right now.
And that's what makes them scary. Though, it doesn't even have to be. They can do it whenever they feel like.
Yeah.
But it's honestly, my opinion, I don't want him to pitch. Like, just leave him as the best batter in baseball. Like, just keep him as best as he can be offensively. And he carries you to a World Series last year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Freddie Freeman stepped up. Freddie Freeman made a ton of an impact last year.
Also, Tommy Edman had a really good.
They had a very again, but they still got those guys, right? And it's tough to argue against them winning the whole goddamn thing. So that's where it's just like unfortunately, I think that they're going to go back to back this year.
Yeah. So, Brock, you cheat off your table mate. You got the same thing.
I have the Dodgers. It's just like we said. They like with the way they won with what they had last year. I mean, now we talked about Snell's injury. Well, they have Dustin May back now. So he's another option. They have Ohtani who could pitch at any moment. I would like to see him do both. That's me too. That's the allure for me is him doing both things. It's like, dude, get in there and strike out 10 guys and hit 2 home runs, have 5 RBIs in a game. I'm like, this guy's the greatest thing we've ever seen. Like, I'm all for that.
Well, that's the thing is because you haven't seen it
We haven't seen it, yeah.
for a while.
Oh,
Well,
we've
especially
only,
us. Like,
yeah,
we haven't seen it. We've
Right.
only seen like little glimpses of
Yeah.
pitchers that actually used to bat when they didn't have the DH. But to see somebody that's you're so good at hitting and pitching that we don't care about the DH.
And
You're still on the
they
line.
made a rule specifically for him where he can be the DH even when he's on the mound. Like they specifically made that rule
Yeah.
like only for him. Like
Yeah.
if anybody else tried, they'd be like, "No, you're not Ohtani." So like,
No,
go
it's
away.
enjoyable
Like,
to watch. Let's hope it
it's
ends in the
exciting.
NLDS.
All can't be. Yeah. But like I said, they have the exact like we mentioned Edmund. They brought him back. Hernandez, they brought him back. Like this, they kept the entire team together and then added another Japanese pitcher. Like, come on, it's like,
Yeah,
come
it's
on,
their farm system.
farm
They
system.
have whole
It's
country.
it's just insane what they're doing over there. And like I said, like he said, people don't like it, but I don't see how they lose until they do. Like,
Yeah, no, that makes sense. So I mean, like I said, a lot of it, I mean, we have here is chalk
yeah.
for the most part, other than my agenda of following the Phillies.
I mean, we all
but-
want them to win. That's we
Yeah, I mean, I have
be
the
a
Yankees.
nice
I have the
surprise
Yankees as the
for-
1 seed. They're running all the way to the or to the
World Series.
Series. So I have them, as chalk. I have the 2 seed as the Royals as chalk. So for the most part, we have our division winners. We have our leaders in the clubhouse, I guess you would say, expanding or extending into
Right, and we're
playoffs,
basing
so.
all this off not the season not even starting yet because we had all this stuff picked before that. So
Yeah, I want to update my thing, and I have all 4. Like I have 4 wild cards coming out of the West right now.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, one thing I can do right now is if you guys want to continue with this, right? Like, we can throw in. I'm on ESPN Bet right now. I can start giving some odds, right, of our like futures. So like our World Series matchups, like to say like what my World Series matchup is, what yours is, what Brock's is, and we can throw out odds, right? If you guys want to follow along. So I'll start with mine, right? So my MLB future, right? The Red Sox winning the AL and the Dodgers winning the AL or NL is plus 1780. So $10 wins $178.
Yeah. And then if you follow the Dodgers to win it all, you probably get like $10 to win 20.
Yeah, I mean Dodgers. They're currently obviously the season's already started, so the Dodgers are plus 250 to win the whole damn thing.
Yeah.
The next closest is the
so you
Yankees
put $100 on that, you win 250.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, but like if you want to talk through it, like I can.
Yeah. What do you got the Yankees and Phillies at?
To win the World Series?
Or
Yankees to
Oh yeah. Give me a second at all.
And then what's the Phillies to win the World Series? Yeah, and I think
Yankees Phillies World Series matchup would be plus 320 or 32.25.
Yeah.
So bet $10, win 322.
Yep. So, which is what I'll probably be doing. Like I said, what I'm planning on doing for myself, and if people want to do it, I'm gonna go through and I'm putting money on all of my division winners, all of
your bets, yeah.
So I'm going to pick up all those, and I'm going to add in some other bets in there too to try to see. But yeah, whatever you said, plus 3,200. I mean,
Yankees Phillies World Series plus 32.25 right now.
What's Phillies to win the World Series?
Phillies to win the World Series is plus 1,000.
Yep. So not as much, but if you get that Yankees Phillies one,
that's a good profit though for sure.
No, 100%.
Especially the World Series
way too early in the game.
Oh yeah, I mean, again, like so like running through the odds, right? Just looking at them all, right? So Dodgers are plus 20 or plus 250, Yankees plus 850, Mets, Phillies plus 1,000, fucking Mets. Braves plus 1,200, Orioles plus 1,400, Astros plus 1,400, which is surprising. Padres plus 1,600, Rangers plus 1,800, Red Sox plus 2,000. Cubs, I know, Kev, you're listening, plus 2,500.
Yeah, and it's like the funny thing is like I'm looking at some of the odds I had from before we even went down our original breakdown, and a lot of them are still the same, even through 2 weeks in April. So I think the betting community is under the same philosophy that hey, it's still only April.
Right, it's so early.
Yeah.
Do we want to project anything else like MVPs of the season? Do you want to jump into that real quick? I know we didn't really necessarily prepare for that, but
no. Sure.
American League MVP.
You got
On the
American League
spot,
MVP.
American League. I will. I'm high on the Royals. I'm going to go with Bobby Witt. I think he's gonna. I have a feeling. I think he's going to fall short of the Triple Crown because I just don't see him hitting home runs like that.
Yeah.
But he's going to lead the AL in average. He's not going to hit more home runs than Judge or other. But I think
stolen bases will be key though too. And
yeah, I mean,
Gold Glove defense probably.
I have them winning the division. I have them getting into that 2 spot. So yes, I mean it's going to be hard because I have them tied with the Yankees right now in my breakdown with 90 wins. So they could theoretically be like, all right, Bobby Witt, you're the reason why. So I got to ride with Bobby Witt.
Yeah, plus 900.
Yeah,
plus 900.
$10, $190. Yep.
Yeah.
What about you? What do you got?
I mean, it's tough to go against Aaron Judge, especially the start that he's on. Like he's so good.
Torpedo bats. He's like I'm too good for torpedo bats.
I mean, honestly, like one that is sneaky, and it's a person that we've talked about a lot. And if he could ever stay healthy, Mike Trout.
I mean,
he's
honestly,
off to a good start.
What's comeback player of the year?
Yeah, I don't know.
That would be actually a really good word for him.
They don't have odds on that
because if he stays healthy, like that's tailored right for him.
Yeah.
And I know that's a big NFL award, NFL like comeback player of the year.
It's very popular for them.
If he can just stay healthy for a freaking year, like he's easy.
MLB just needs it. Like they just
they do.
It would just be nice.
He was supposed to be the face of baseball, and it's like he just hasn't been around. And it's like they're trying to push Shohei out there. It's like being the face. And it's just
they don't have to. Push
he's got to get ready for training camp, man. He's got to get ready for training camp in week 1. I don't give a fuck about August, September.
Yeah,
but no, I mean honestly, like Trout he's been on to a good start, and I think
what's his odds?
Plus 2,000.
Really?
Yeah. So he's the 3rd shortest odds to win MVP this year.
Mm-hmm.
So I would love personally to see Mike Trout like stay healthy for a full year again. I think it's been like 4 years that he's actually played 150 plus games.
All right.
And
so
if he can get MVP or if he can stay healthy, I think he has a legitimate shot to win MVP.
All right. Question for you. Where does he go? He's not gonna stay in LA.
Oh, I think he's staying in LA though. I think he said. I think he has said like he's kind of like Harper, right? Like, say like the Phillies in the next 3 years are complete dog shit. Harper's not going to leave. He's the same spot as Trout. Like Trout doesn't want to leave.
Does he have a no trade clause? Like
I don't know necessarily in his contract if he has a no trade clause. I think he's just personally said like because there's been the rumors for the past 3 years that like come to
that's
Philly.
why I think there's not a trade clause.
I think that's not really like him. That's just MLB wants like fans want him out of LA.
It's all those verified Twitter accounts, right?
Yeah, all those verified Twitter accounts. Exactly. Yeah.
Let's trade
but I mean,
Mike Trout for
but if he were
Brandon
to go,
Marsh and a bag of Skittles.
But if he were to go anywhere, I think the number one choice of his would be Philly.
Yeah.
It's just what would Philly have to give up to go get him?
Yeah, I mean he costs a fuck ton.
Yeah.
So it's like you're eating that contract. You're unless the Angels are paying for it.
But, I mean, the Angels, we just talked about earlier last episode, right? They spent $2.2 billion in Trout's era of baseball.
Yeah. I don't even think they got a series.
And they haven't sniffed a fucking ALCS. And
even this year, they paid for Soler. They paid for Kevin Jansen.
They keep paying a lot of money to bring players in. Yeah. And it just still isn't producing. But I mean, maybe this is the year, right? Like maybe it's his year to be healthy. And Eagles won the Super Bowl. He's not worried about being there.
Oh yeah, he needs to be there. Training camp. Yeah,
he doesn't care about week 1.
It's my time. This is my time to win a championship.
Yes, maybe they motivated him a little bit. I don't know, but
so then next thing you know, he goes over to the Dodgers for whatever fucking reason.
Yeah, well, that'd be the worst case scenario. But yeah, I mean, so plus 2,000 on Mike Trout to win MVP. I think that'd be pretty sick.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be pretty awesome.
So it would be awesome just to see him play baseball like we know he can.
Yeah. And stay
I think
healthy,
I think I saw a stat of his WAR is just fucking absurd.
Yes, he's one of the all-time greats, and he's not been healthy for 5 years, or the past 5 years, right?
And the coolest thing is he's a semi local guy. Like he's from right across the bay, so it's kind of cool to just some Millville town,
I think the knock he always gets is that he's not very marketable. Like he doesn't ever seem
Well,
to
he's
want to.
quiet.
He
Like
doesn't really want to do all that. Like, hey,
Yeah.
let me get the New
Well, it's because
Balance.
the fucking birds are going to be starting in August, and he needs to worry about them in the middle of a fucking postseason run.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
But he
doesn't
doesn't
give a
have
shit
he doesn't
about.
have many ads. He's not on New Balance
Yeah.
every single week. You know, every single
Mhm.
episode of TV you watch, there's Shohei. You know,
Oh
flipping a
god,
bat
how did
around.
they get that bid? Like God, like
Yeah.
New Balance. It's like, oh yeah. Well, they also have Maxi too, don't they?
Yeah, no,
Doesn't New
yeah.
Balance.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
New
They stepped
Balance
their
is
game up in
stepped
the
their games up,
athlete
'cause it's usually
department.
just the
Yeah.
dad shoes.
I mean,
right?
I'm
That's the
not
joke,
putting
right?
Maxi in the same like
But
stratosphere
still,
as
getting
Shohei, but
Yeah,
it's like
it's
I
like,
didn't even know
whoa.
New Balance made like basketball shoes one,
Yeah,
but it's like now they make cleats and stuff too. It's
they're
interesting.
stepping up.
Yeah.
So, but no, hey, good for them.
So Brock,
what do you got?
What do you got in the
So
AL MVP?
AL MVP, who I'd like to see even get more consideration for what he does would be Jose Ramirez of Cleveland.
Yeah,
Yeah, plus 5,000.
Plus 5,000.
My fantasy team would love that
Yeah, see,
because he has not been great to start the
he's
year.
not been he's been good for
No,
what they do over there. I would like to, because he can switch it, he can hit, he's average, he hits home run. Like
Yep.
I could, he doesn't really do the stolen base thing, so I know and obviously, like you said, Judge is hard to go against. That's why he doesn't even get much consideration at all. But he's carrying Cleveland to the playoffs, and
he's the
like,
MVP of that team.
he's the MVP of that team,
absolutely.
and he barely gets any votes.
Well,
So,
that's that central
yeah,
division that we talk about,
right. That's
and
just
I
they
think
don't
we
talk
mentioned
about
it
him, yeah.
before. It's like they're kind of lost in the NL West
Yeah.
and the AL East and all these other divisions where you have all these teams paying big bucks.
Yep. And then he's
The
just over here going
Central,
like, I'm good.
the
Like, I'm really
Central's kind of like just lost in translation.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, honestly, like I think I said it is that he's the most underappreciated athlete in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I think he was 40-40 last year, 40
that's
like 40 home runs,
No one
40
talks about
doubles.
it.
Like
No one talks about it.
and it's just like, oh yeah, he's a good third baseman, but like he is such an incredible baseball player, and that's why I drafted him in fantasy.
Plus, he's a knockout too. Like,
oh yeah,
yeah, and you got to
Mike
right
Tyson
hook on.
punch out.
Tim Anderson's got his vote.
You got a fucking right hook on. So I really do like Jose Ramirez a lot, and I think that's not a bad bet. It's just he's got to turn it on because he's a little bit behind the pace
this is
right
just talking about the whole. Yeah, like I like him a lot. I think he should get a lot more consideration than he does. For the league. Yeah.
Well, I've always said it's like the MVP award is just popularity. It's who's the most marketable player right now. Yep. It's like, if they're doing really well, yep, that's who get it. It's similar to football.
Mm-hmm.
It's not necessarily the best player on your team. It's not necessarily the best player in the league.
It's the best quarterback.
It's the best quarterback. Yep. Exactly. So,
well, baseball's a little different than football. Football MVP is always a quarterback award,
right?
MVP in baseball, it could be anyone, right? Like
it's usually a batter.
Well,
yes, right.
It's
never a pitcher almost, or even consideration at halftime.
There's been a couple times where it's been a pitcher, but it mostly is.
But you don't even think about that.
It's all offensive, if you
but but they also pitching has the Cy Young, so they give the award to the best pitcher as well. Yep. So like that's the difference between the NFL and other sports where it's like
you get defensive player of the year, like
but that doesn't it doesn't have the same weight as the Cy Young does
for each position. So there's not really a particular one defensive guy. So they all got. Yeah.
But I think the Cy Young is comparable to the MVP award versus the MVP of the NFL is not comparable to the Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, I mean you have offensive and defensive, so I think those kind of play. MVP, like I said, I still think it's a popularity award.
Yeah, no, 100%. I absolutely agree.
That's why Jose gets no looks because he's not popular,
right? Because they're not broadcasted.
They're not
you're
televised.
Not seeing. You're not seeing what the Nationals do previously. It's like, oh my God, Shohei hit the fly ball that went to the warning track.
Caps. Look at James Woods.
Yeah. So no, it's one of those things where unfortunately, unless you're putting up big numbers offensively or whatever, you're not going to be in consideration. So it's probably, like you said, Kim, going to be Aaron Judge, because until he proves them otherwise, he's just going to win it.
Yeah.
So I guess just speaking MVPs, it's kind of odd because he's not. He kind of falls into that Trout mindset of me, or in my opinion, is Jokic. For basketball.
Oh, Jokic.
So, so he's won how many MVPs?
3.
Quiet,
3 now. Yep.
Doesn't care, just puts up numbers. He's not like the big flashy, player that's trying to get votes and stuff.
Right. He
But
just
It's a
doesn't-
little odd that
So-
he continuously
The main
wins.
thing with that is it's the voters, right? Like it's the amount of people that are it's the
but
trying to think of the actual right word, but it's like the people that are actually voting for it.
Yeah.
They respect Jokic for his game to where he's doing the.
You're talking about the
assists.
writers and stuff, or you're
Yeah.
talking about
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
'cause
not
they're
the
the
fans,
ones-
because if it's a fan
No.
vote, then it's going to be the LeBron award every
Yeah.
fucking year.
But so like Jokic but they're also getting tired of it though too, because like the NBA doesn't like to give the same MVP to the same like
Yeah,
no, that's
because
why Embiid
that's-
I think won a
like
couple
this
years.
has been an argument for the past 15 years. It was like Steve Nash won the MVP over Kobe Bryant,
horseshit.
and Steve Nash averaged like 20 points a
Tell us how
year,
you feel, bro.
and
So
Kobe
anyone
Bryant
averaged-
averaged like 35.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's like, how does Steve Nash the MVP over Kobe Bryant? And
That
then
was
it's
a
like,
scandal year.
yeah, but again, it's just like the way that the writers that are the voters on these awards, it's very weird how they handle everything. And the voter fatigue is real, especially in the NBA. That's Embiid,
Yeah, winning.
you know,
2 years
like
ago.
winning it over Jokic.
I mean, they were close. It's not like he was like,
Yeah.
oh my god, how the hell did he win?
yeah,
Like,
but it was more so like we got to give it away from
Mhm.
somebody
It
than
can't be
Jokic.
him
We
as a
can't be
3P,
Jokic the
yeah.
best. But
But-
at that point, if we're looking at that like logically, LeBron should have been the MVP the past 6 years, right? Because he's the most
based on
productive.
stats, yeah.
He's the most productive basketball player
sorry.
in He's the most productive basketball player in basketball, right?
Right.
Like, and then so we're giving it to Jokic because Jokic is this guy, and then we stop giving it to Jokic because we want Embiid to get it because we want voter fatigue. So that's where it's like LeBron should have so many more MVPs than he actually does,
And like honestly,
and Harden and Russell Westbrook and like shit like that. Like it goes so far back in
Well, like your
NBA.
comment about voter fatigue, like people they got not Shador, sorry, my God, SGA for the Thunder.
Yeah.
Like
Alexander,
they're
yeah.
saying that they're saying the league keeps like giving him these calls where he's like got all the free throws, he's leading score, like
That's James
like-
Harden.
yeah, so, right.
That's what James Harden won.
Right.
2 MVPs.
But they
on.
think that he's going to win MVP because a little bit of the voter fatigue. Like, we're like there needs to be someone different. So he's the 1 seed in the West. We're just going to, there it is. Like, he's got it. And I'm like, well, but he's a good player, but he's leading, he's average. I think he's scored a mess.
They're the 1
points.
seed out of the West.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, yeah.
He's contributing.
Look at the Denver. They just fired their coach, and Jokic is still doing his thing, but they still consider him to be MVP.
Yeah.
I mean, I think SGA will win MVP this year for
Right.
basketball, but again, it just goes back to like the voter fatigue, to where they
don't put the
are
same
so
guy.
high on Jokic and everything that he does, but they want to give it to someone new because they want to keep that award valuable to players.
Right.
Yeah.
And-
so they're actually like shooting for it, I guess.
Yeah, and again, like
Pun.
my argument against that is LeBron could have been a 10-time MVP if they just stopped giving it to Russell Westbrook and James Harden. Like,
See, and like one of the things that I've always
Kobe should have had more to
Thank
support.
you. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
Kobe
yeah.
should have had more over
Wow,
Steve
look at you
Nash.
guys,
Yes,
table
100%.
mates. Did you guys just become best friends?
Hey, deal with me, bro. Let's go.
We agree on that. All right.
But yeah, so it's just like the MVP award in basketball is not comparable to what we were originally talking
Well,
about in NBA.
No,
in
no,
baseball.
yeah.
So-
But I just thought that Jokic, he doesn't say it. He doesn't. I don't even think he cares.
No, he doesn't
that
give a fuck. He
doesn't
loves
give a
riding
fuck.
horses.
He's like, yeah,
He
exactly.
just loves
Get me
riding
home.
horses. And
He's like,
doesn't give a
so
fuck.
yeah,
Serbia, wherever the
freaking
fuck.
Yeah,
freaking guys,
I'm sorry.
freaking guy's awesome. But
Yeah.
no, it's just, and I always thought that the MVP, most valuable player. So yes, what I would look at it as is most valuable player. Let's define it. That's if you take this person off of your team, now your team is not
Team's trash.
trash.
Yeah.
So it's not the best player. Like if it's the best player, they should just say offensive or even just player of the year.
Yeah.
So the MVP, it's more of one of those things that, all right, for instance, you have somebody that gets hurt early in the year. Maybe it's Mike Trout, and the team just tanks.
Yeah.
Or you're looking at his WAR. Like I think that should play a role into MVP because technically that person is the most valuable player, quote unquote, to that team. If you take them off that team, what is the difference? What's the delta there? You know what I mean? So it's just weird how they word it, but
Well, like you said, like you're thinking most valuable player, and you said take think of Josh Allen, who just won the MVP. If you take him off of that,
well, that's why NFL's
right, so-
quarterback.
right,
If you take a
yeah.
quarterback off your team,
No,
more than
right.
likely
But
you're going
he's the first one that comes to mind.
Yeah.
Well, like obviously for us, though, you take Saquon off our team. I mean, we still could. He was great.
They
We
could
still
still
could have a
obviously
running back
there's going to
behind
be
that offensive line.
there's going to be less production. There's
Yeah.
going to be you're taking an aspect from our game away, obviously.
Right.
It's not going to be Will Shipley. He's not going to be able to fill those boots. I mean, the weird one is everybody touts Tom Brady as the MVP, like every year, just about.
Yeah.
He gets hurt. Matt Castle comes in, and they're still successful.
That's why they called him a system quarterback until he went to Tampa and won.
Yeah.
And then they were like, all right, maybe not.
I mean, no, it's
maybe okay. Maybe
I
he's
am one of those
which
like
he is, but I mean,
Tom Brady is one of the
Yeah.
he's the greatest.
Yeah.
He is the greatest, like
100%.
hands down. And I think him separated himself from Belichick, and we are getting totally off the topic here.
That's fine.
But-
No, it's a good conversation though when we're
We
talking.
haven't even touched the NL MVP.
I was already thinking to myself, like, who would that even be? Like,
It's good podcasting, man. It's
Yeah.
good podcasting here.
So hey, stay tuned. We're getting there. But no, back to Tom Brady. It's like I like the fact that he separated himself from Belichick, because then that just literally silenced all the doubters of, all right, who is it? Is it Belichick or is it Brady? And you know what? He went down to Tampa, and sure, he put a super team together down there. Whatever, they won a Super Bowl the first year he was there, or second year he was there. He did it. So
Yeah.
most Super Bowl victories as a quarterback. We will end our conversation off
Right
of
there.
MVPs
Yeah.
and get right back on track to this NL MVP. Kim,
Yeah.
what are the odds, baby?
Yeah. So who you got at NL MVP?
Actually, no, we didn't hear Brock's.
We didn't
For
get
AL.
We didn't.
He said
Yeah,
Jose
I
Ramirez.
said Jose Ramirez.
Jose Ramirez.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then we
Yeah.
went off
See,
the whole.
I
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
that's
Tom
fine.
Brady got my
We
whole
got talking about LeBron.
Yeah, it was.
And Jokic, and then we went on a basketball thing.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
There's your basketball coverage for us.
All right.
That's
Yeah,
what we
exactly. It might be it for a
What
while.
a fucking exit we took.
All right.
It's great.
NL MVP.
NL MVP. Who you got?
Oh man, I want to pick a Dodger because I'm fucking over the Dodgers already. It's only April. Let's see. I am gonna go with. Damn it, it's tough. It's gonna be Shohei. It's fucking good because he's gonna start pitching and come July, and they're like, oh my god,
Yeah.
you know ESPN's is already
Just even
promoting
even
him more
even
than
MLB's
anything.
Twitter,
Once he starts
yeah.
pitching again,
MLB.
Yeah,
Twitter
MLB
is,
Twitter,
is
yeah.
more important than
Yep.
ESPN. But yeah, I mean, but honestly, if he does pitch
that's
and
MVP.
he's good,
Yeah.
how can you vote against him?
Right.
Right.
What
Like,
is odds? Minus 250.
It's plus 185.
Yeah, that's literally my argument all the
Like,
time with people. I just
so-
go, but can they pitch though? Because no,
Yeah.
they can't. Shohei can't.
And,
Like,
and
they
that's
always
where,
say,
Brian, when you were just saying, like, if you remove that player
Yeah.
and, when
Now
he
you're-
won it,
Now you're removing Shador, cornerback and
Travis.
Travis
yeah,
Hunter.
Travis,
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you're removing a pitcher and a hitter, and that's why he won as the Angels.
Yeah.
And then David Ortiz was so pissed off that Ohtani won it last year as just a DH because Ortiz was not winning the MVP as a DH. So yes,
It's a valid
you're
argument,
going.
though,
You're
for that.
It is.
yeah,
I mean,
but I mean, like,
if he's not
it's-
pitching, it's
And
just
Ohtani
DH
pitched
award.
last year, right? So
Yeah.
right, and then it was like, it was.
But
a hitter
if he's
award.
the best hitter in baseball, yes, you're going to give him.
Yeah, but
the
if you're only
MVP.
doing like I agree with Ortiz. It's like, all right, if he's not going to get it because he's just hitting, I mean,
But we
you
would
got
still
like
label
why
Ortiz
doesn't he play a
as
position
DH.
though? Like Ohtani can't play a position.
He did play outfield when he first come in, but now because he pitches though, they just don't want him getting
They just keep
hurt.
him as a DH.
They just don't want him getting hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know, like, we've had this conversation a bunch of times, right? Like, should Ohtani pitch again?
I want him
And
to.
in
I
my
want him to.
opinion, no.
Yeah.
He's
already got
already
paid, so there's
he's
no-
already the
There's
best hitter
no
in baseball.
incentive. There's no incentive. I mean,
He's already the best hitter in baseball. Why
Dude.
would you worry about him risking an arm injury?
when he's 55 years old, he's getting paid bank.
But remember, even
But
last
they've
year, he
already
batted-
paid
he batted with
16
the-
other guys to come pitch for him. Like, you don't need him to pitch.
That's what I'm saying. It's like he doesn't need to. He doesn't
Yeah.
need to. He's already
Yes.
got paid.
Yes.
So
Dodgers don't need him to either,
But
though,
he still
right?
hit.
Like,
he still hit even with that injury.
yeah, and
so
Harper.
well,
hit as
Harper
well.
hit.
Yeah.
Harper
Right,
hit with
so,
the
I mean,
injury.
so yeah, you can try pitching, but you're not going to lose the bat.
Mhm.
That's the thing. You're not going to lose the bat. The bat's always
But
gonna
I
be there.
I don't think it's worth it for the Dodgers with the way that they are running their organization right now and paying all of these pitchers.
Yeah.
To want to risk Ohtani to have another injury while pitching.
Yeah.
Versus just letting him hit. They're paying him $600 million already.
There's, like I said, there's probably
just
not
let
much
him pay him
incentive.
$600 million to be the best hitter in baseball.
Yeah. There's not much incentive for him either. Like he's already got paid. Like that was one of those things where it's like, all right, oh yeah, I can do pitching, I can hit, and I think it cost him a lot of money too. Getting hurt right before his contract was signed. He still made a lot of money, but you know what? Actually, screw that. Fuck Ohtani. I'm taking Acuna. He's gonna come back in May.
Acuna, okay.
He's gonna win this division for the Braves. So he's gonna come out on fire and just right back into his.
I'm gonna have to control F Acuna to see where he's at.
Oh, there we go. I'm about to put $10 in this motherfucker right now.
Plus 6,000.
Oh, let's go
to win MVP.
Yep. All right, there it is.
It's good. Well, that's probably because
it's higher than I thought. I started immediately scrolling down.
Back. So. That's the question. It's like when he'll
plus
come back, and then he's just got to be on a tear.
Yeah, he's going to be on a tear. He's going to be on a tear. Screw Ohtani.
Ohtani is plus 185.
I love it.
Acuna is plus 6,000.
Yep.
So if you're a bet man,
go Ohtani.
All right. So I mean, just kind of looking at the odds here. There's a lot of these orange and blue jersey wearing fucks that are up at the top.
Oh, your Mets.
I may
Pete Alonso plus
10,000. One that I think actually is I have him in fantasy, and I think he's off to a great start. Is Tatis Jr.
Yeah,
I think that he may break out this year. I know he's dealt with some controversy in his past,
again, so watch out.
But he's plus 500 to win MVP, and he's bound to turn it around and actually produce. Like he's had flashes, and then he's kind of fallen off. But I really do think that he may be straightened out now. He's a little bit older. He understands what he did, and if he can just focus on baseball.
So he got popped for obviously PEDs. Is it the same shit that Profar got popped with? Where it's like they didn't realize what they were taking.
He said he had ringworm in his dreads or some shit, is what Tatis was saying. And he took
cut your damn dreads.
He knew it.
But he took something to kill it, and it was I don't know. I don't know for sure. Speaking badly about
I got another person I want to throw out there. I'm gonna wait till Brock throws his.
So I would say Tatis
kind of on my like not Ohtani take the favorite, but a person that I'm kind of like, I could see this happening. But go ahead, Brock. What do you got?
Okay, so I mean, besides the obvious choice I had was Ohtani, but if we'll go the route picking someone else, that if they could do it the whole year, I think Kyle Tucker.
Damn it, that's what I was going to say.
I was thinking, I was like, man, we probably have the same.
What's Kyle Tucker? That's why I wanted to wait for you to say it before.
I was already saying,
I don't want to steal it from you.
Like because of him joining that team, and then if he's able to,
I think he's already making an immediate impact.
But if he just does it over the whole season, it's hard not to,
And plus, it's like that's a new addition, so it's like, all right, you got a new home. It's like he's just
like you said,
taking
your
the team
argument when you said you don't have him on that team, and then he joins it, and then they go somewhere. It's like, yeah, you got to give him MVP votes for sure.
Yeah, no, I like that choice. That was the one that I was.
He's at plus 650.
Plus 650.
So he's right behind Tatis.
That's not
to be the fourth favorite in winning the NL MVP.
Any Phillies up there?
Harper is plus 3,000. Schwarber is plus 3,000.
No faith.
Trey Turner is plus 7,500.
I wouldn't. My money on the Phillies would have been on either Schwarber.
Alec Boehm plus 15,000.
Let's go, Brock.
Yeah.
$10, man. $1,500.
Is that what you would get? See, I don't understand. That's why I don't understand. Yeah. Okay, so wow, that's a.
Yeah,
he won't get MVP. He's already off to a atrocious fucking start.
See how many doubles he hit last year?
A lot of year left, bro.
Yeah, it's early. Sorry, it's early. My fault. It's early.
We had the same record we had last year.
No, my only pick from us would be Harper.
Yeah,
that would be the only one that I could see.
Him, or like I said, I could see Schwarber.
Yeah. I mean, Schwarber could. Yeah,
but he's a DH, so he's going to be held back from there.
Tommy just did it.
He can't pitch.
Tommy just did it though.
Right.
Yeah, no, we'll see.
But yeah, I mean, so that's a good conversation about MVPs. We got off rail there for a while, but
that's right. We were just making sure people were on their toes.
It wasn't a crazy tangent we went off though. It was just
we still talk about MVPs. It's all relevant.
We were, yeah.
Do you want to do Cy Youngs?
Oh yeah, let's do it. Fuck Chris Sale. So taking Wheeler's award.
I don't think he's going to be in the running very far. So,
Sale or Wheeler or both.
All right. So, American League, what do you guys think for Cy Young?
American League Cy Young. I'm gonna let you go first because you have the list in front of you. Well, I think about it.
So, Tarek Skubal was the winner last year. He's plus 375. He's second in odds to win it. Logan Gilbert, I think, is good value at plus 700. Max Fried with the Yankees, he's been off to a very good start. He is fifth in value, plus 1,200. I think he has a very good shot, depending on how the Yankees do.
When's the last time a closer won the Cy Young?
Should have been last year.
Gagne?
No.
Eric Gagne?
Clase wasn't going to win it over Tarek Skubal. Clase had the best year of a closer in a long time. He was not going to win a Cy Young.
I wasn't saying like he should have won. I was saying like that would probably be the closest one.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
I'm sorry. I should have clarified like that. That's what I meant.
But yeah, closer will never win the Cy Young.
Didn't Eric Gagne win it 1 year or no? I know he won like an absurd amount of like saves in a row.
Yeah, but he was also a fucking cheater. So,
well, there's lots of cheaters in baseball.
Let me pull up Eric.
The 90s and 2000s was full of cheaters. They were like,
here you go. So
here, pump up some steroids and hit balls out of the park.
I've won the Cy Young over there. Gagne won in 2003.
Booyah! Yep. Full of knowledge today.
Dennis Eckersley, 92. Bruce Sutter, 79.
Harry Washington, if you guys are keeping score at home.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Eric Gagne. Is he the last one?
He's the last one. Yeah,
let's go.
Yeah, 22 years ago.
All right, drink for that, boys.
So Mariano Rivera, the best closer of baseball,
has not won a Cy Young.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, we never said it made sense. Like I said before.
Like I said, I clarified. I wasn't saying Clase should have won, but he probably could have been the best case for any closer to win a Cy Young. No.
But yeah, so out of AL, bringing it back. Starting pitching, because there's not going to be closer.
Yeah.
Clase's been ass already. So.
Yes.
Does Trout pitch for the Angels?
No, unfortunately
no. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to bet against Skubal again.
Yeah, he's plus 375. He's second favorite. The favorite right now is Garrett Crochet.
Which he had near a no-hitter.
He was with the White Sox, got traded to Boston, and now he's in Boston. So,
and he signed that huge deal with them too.
Yeah. So Crochet's the favorite. Yeah, Skubal second favorite. Plus 375 for Skubal.
I also don't have a good lens on just AL pitching as well.
Yeah, I mean, like,
it's Fried. It's great.
It's hard.
I'm not going to root for a fucking X-Brave.
Skubal is amazing.
All right, what do you got? NL. NL, I think we can actually talk about.
Do you got anything? You got any prediction on the AL Cy Young?
Oh, I mean, besides Skubal, I do like Cole Reagans of Kansas City too.
Yeah, plus 900.
Yeah, he's 900. He's definitely a nice pitcher for sure.
The thing with him is that he's with Kansas City, and again, depending on what they're going to do, right? Like you guys predicted them earlier that their team may be better off than they were. But again, Skubal won last year with the Tigers, so
that's true.
Yeah, so Cy Young can see.
So who do you have?
I think it would be like Logan Gilbert would be a good bet.
Okay, that's what you said, yeah.
In Seattle.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
He's a very good pitcher, and I just think that kid is a stud. All right, so before I pull the odds up, Brian, NL Cy Young, who you got?
NL Cy Young. Not taking Shohei because he's not pitching again. Cameron said so.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to go Wheeler. Don't want to be a homer. Let's see. I am going to go with Christopher Sanchez.
Christopher Sanchez.
Wow,
okay.
You just said you weren't going to be a homer, though.
I didn't go with Wheeler.
Oh, okay.
I went with my fantasy team.
On this ESPN one, Christopher Sanchez 25-1.
Hey, if I leave him on my bench, Cy Young all day.
Yeah.
Especially the weeks I play camp.
Yeah, except for you play me. You play
So honestly,
he's not even listed.
No. Right now, he's the sixth highest. He is a plus 1,800.
What about Ranger? Where's Ranger? Because he was
Ranger's going to be.
So
Ranger won't be. This is today.
Okay.
Ranger won't be listed.
So what'd you say his odds were?
Plus 1,800. Ranger Suarez is plus 10,000. Christopher Sanchez is the sixth highest at plus 1,800 to win the Cy Young.
Yeah, I mean he's been pitching well. So I'm gonna go with that. I'm just gonna make this whole podcast me just being a homer.
Okay.
Hey, stick to your guns.
And if you guys don't like it, just wait till football season.
Yeah. I think we'll all be a little bit homer on that side. Yeah.
No, I think honestly we'd probably be the worst ones in that one. Like, this team fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Why they extend Saquon?
Yeah. They're 2-1. Fucking fire the coach.
No, 1-2. 1-2.
And also, just so you know, Shohei Ohtani plus 6,000 to win Cy Young.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
he ain't
even
even thrown a pitch yet.
that's kind
Plus
of worth
6,000.
$10. No, that's kind of ridiculous because he's not going to pitch for half the freaking year if he comes.
Yeah. You know who he's tied with?
Nola.
Sandy Alcantara.
Oh,
Who the
Alcantara.
Phillies
Is that how
just
you say it?
fucking
I thought
crushed
it was
today.
Alcantara. Grant Calcaterra.
Alcantara. Alcantara.
I
Alcantara,
fucked
however
that
you
up
say his
big
name.
time.
He might have better odds than Nola, though. To be
Well,
honest.
now if it's live.
Yeah.
Well, he's pulling
Nola's
that up.
plus 10,000.
Plus 10,000?
Yep. Yeah. So
how do they weigh like April and the Cy Young voting? Do they just like
it's really at the end of the year their stats. Like it's just
Yeah.
You know, if Nola were to run out the next 5 starts with 6 innings no earned,
they get down
his
to
ERA gets down to like 2 something, then
Mhm.
he'll be up to the top.
Yep. What do you got, Brock?
So I mean, basically, because he's my favorite pitcher. It was Paul Skeens.
Skeens.
He's the favorite.
Yeah, it's just who I'd like to see do it because every time that kid pitches, I'm just like, what am I doing? I'm gonna watch this game. So yeah, he's just insanely good.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
He's very, very good. He's plus 225 to win Cy Young this year. I mean, honestly, I will be a homer here, and I think Wheeler is going to figure it out.
Nice.
And I really do think that Wheeler might win the Cy Young. He's deserved to win one.
Mm-hmm.
He's been in the running for the past like 5 years.
Ever since
he's
we
always
signed him.
been top 5 like vote getter, I think.
Yep.
So I think that Wheeler, he's had 2 bad starts already this year. There's a lot of season left if he can stay healthy. If he can continue to pitch like he did tonight, against the Marlins, I think that he has a good shot, and he's plus 900 to win Cy Young.
Nice.
So,
all right. Well,
where? Let me see where old Taijuan Walker is.
100,000 to 1.
Taijuan Walker.
Let's see where Taijuan Walker is. He's not even listed, so he's plus infinity to win the Cy Young Award.
That'd be a hell of a bet there.
That would, yeah.
He might have been up there last week.
You can get Bezos money off of that.
And the crazy thing is, he has like a 2-3
set
ERA.
ourselves in space. Not to get on another tangent there, but
yeah,
his ERA is not that low, which is bad. Let me see what old Taijuan is. This is all bets. He's still not listed. Nestor Cortez plus 20,000. Throw $1 on it, win $2,000.
Yeah, nah, good.
Nick Pivetta plus 7,500.
So, but yeah, no, I think we covered. I think we covered some bets that are reasonable and some that are just outlandish. Hope you guys enjoyed our playoff coverage.
We went off track there for a while.
Yeah, it was good stuff though. It was definitely
we're covering playoff predictions. We dive into basketball. It doesn't.
We went everywhere.
We cover everything. We keep everybody on their toes. So we just want to make sure we're making sure people understand everything.
Yeah. So make sure you're listening. Keep you guys involved.
Yeah. So as we mentioned on all of our episodes and our discussions, don't hesitate to reach out. Instagram. We got the mailbag set up. If you hate our playoff takes, let us know.
Yeah.
We probably hate them too, but yeah, it is what it is.
Hey, fun conversation for the whole year, though.
Middle of April, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Well,
we started these in March.
We'll do another one in July after kind of the dust settles, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
And see how close we were. Kind of check in, and then obviously at the end of the year we'll do the same thing. So appreciate everybody listening. As always, cheers. Have a good one.
Peace.